from a young age, I just always knew I wanted to be a business owner, bro.
Right.
Before I even knew what that meant, it just felt like, hey, I should be doing something independent. I should be creating something of my own, being my own boss, being in control.
Right.
Welcome back to the Black Millionaires Podcast. We're your host. I'm Cliff Roach II. This is CEO James Hill. Today we have a very special guest with us, one of Highland Park's, Detroit, Michigan's very own, Spencer Sanders. He runs a clothing line, up and coming, expanding across the world, Arrival Worldwide. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on, so we're going to get into that later. First, I want to just let everybody get an understanding of you and your background and where you came from and how Arrival Worldwide got started. So could you give us, just a glimpse of how you got started, when did you start, and why did you start the company?
Right. Okay, so I feel like I was destined to be in this position that I am in, because it's like I kind of grew up in fashion. Like my mom, she's a designer, store owner. She's been in business for 16 years, so that's like majority of my life, like really like a big chunk of my life. So I feel like I just like subconsciously gravitated towards that type of life. Like even though she like didn't want me to get into clothes, I kind of like just accustomed to it by just seeing how she works, seeing the type of jobs that she does, and and just stuff like that. But the name Arrival, I originally created it in high school. It was supposed to be like a bridge because I grew up in Highland Park and then lived in Detroit, and then when I got to high school, I went to public school all the way into like 8th grade. So it was like I was exposed to this kind of lifestyle, this kind of world, then transforming to going to UAD, which is all-boy private Jesuit school. I start seeing more from different cultures, different colors, people with, bigger money, just
Yeah.
everything was just new to me. It was like a culture shock. So just seeing that, and then I created the name in my 11th year, 10th or 11th year. I'm not really sure the exact time I did, but the name was basically it started off as like a motivational brand, like whatever it is you want to do in life, you can arrive to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's where Arrival came from. It was supposed to be like me bridging the gap between my two worlds that I had, grew up seeing from, the lowest of the low to, to the highest of the high. I wanted to bridge that gap with Arrival. So that's kind of how I came up with that whole concept of the name.
That's what's up, bro. So seeing that you're from, right, Highland Park, Detroit area, and now you're expanding out, right, traveling all over the place, getting different exposure. What type of fuel would you say you have being from Detroit that like helps you excel? Like what's that drive like?
Yeah, I feel like everybody in Detroit got a different work ethic. Like just from traveling, living in Atlanta, and now living in LA, like we got a different kind of hunger in us. Like just from seeing I go certain places out of LA and people we'd be around a bunch of opportunities, and certain people they just be there and just like real casual about it. And then people that I be with from Detroit and me myself, we be like, oh yeah, we about to take advantage of this opportunity. Like we more hungry to go get that. So I feel like Detroit and just growing up in Michigan alone, that helped me. Like it just gives me more hunger, and the fact that I'm striving to be like a luxury powerhouse eventually, like years to come, like that motivates me that I can be like the first big luxury designer out of Michigan. So that inspires me, and that's what really keeps me rolling and keep going.
That's a very good point. I'm from Detroit as well, so now I stay down here in Atlanta. I go to a lot of different events, and you see not necessarily celebrities, but powerful people that look like me. Maybe it's corporate executives, people in politics, and people are just sitting around, and they don't want to go introduce themselves. They don't want to seem like they clout chasing. They don't want
Right.
to really connect and network. And I'm like, I'm from the D. We don't see, a VP from Coca-Cola
Right.
that's black every day. So I'm gonna go up to her and introduce myself.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
how I got started with the page, and I talk about this, a lot, is I met the guy. It's a black guy. He created the Super Soaker. His name Lonnie Johnson. So when I started telling people I met him, I actually met him here at the gathering spot. People was like, the Super Soaker, that was created by a black guy, and they didn't know.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna create a page called Black Millionaires to talk about all the black millionaires people don't know.
Right.
And then I made a post about him, and it went viral, blew up, and that's literally, I've been riding that wave off of that. But that started with the relationship that, the small introducing myself, hey, my name, James, you know, we connected on like LinkedIn, so he's not my buddy or nothing, right? But
Right.
it was just me being able to say, this is an opportunity.
Right,
Let
to
me go
connect.
take advantage of this. And I think a lot of people, they just don't want to seem like they're clout chasing. And I look at it as networking and building my brand.
Yeah, I look at it the exact same way. Like, even like my friends can vouch, like we'd be places. I mean, it took me a while to like, I feel like it just comes down to confidence. Cause like, before I got to the point I'm at now, I would be like, I would see opportunities out and then I would like be afraid to go and like try to network. But now, like, as soon as I see somebody, I just go over there and network instantly. Cause it's like, now I got that kind of confidence to where I can stand alongside these people. You know what I mean? So I feel like that plays a big part in it too, confidence.
I think that's really big. When I was making a transition in my career, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna become a business owner now instead of just an employee. You got to change your whole swagger, right? You can no longer have that fear of going up to a stranger and positioning your value proposition, right? Like you got to let people know what you can bring to the table. You got to
Right.
be able to step outside that box, and it definitely was not something that came overnight, right? Because naturally, it's more like we just want to stay in our shell, do what's comfortable, but we know that obviously you can't grow inside your comfort zone, right?
Right. It does take time.
Yeah, definitely. So going forward, again, talking about the expansion of your business, you're out in LA now, right? You got a studio space just opened up. Talk about that a bit. Talk about what motivated that and how that's shaping up for you.
Right. So, obviously, I got like different brand owners and designers that I've like looked up to, or like, you know, you just see people say, okay, they did this, they did that, just how they operate in it. Because everything I did was still self-taught. Like my mother, she helps me with stuff, but she's a woman designer. She's a little older too, so she really didn't know about the social media era where you can really make money from social media, and you know everything that's different now these days. She really didn't really know, and then she's a woman too, so like stuff that she's accustomed to with like designing and putting product out and stuff like that is not how people move today, you know what I'm saying? And not the type of lane that I'm trying to go in. So, you know, I just look up to people like that, and you know, everybody has a workspace. So like I feel like I got to a point where I can no longer just like work out of the house, especially like the crib in LA. Like it was like before I got the warehouse space, the crib looked like a warehouse. It's like boxes all in the living room, boxes all over the garage, all up the hallway, all in my room. It was just like, it was a mess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was time, and I just recently hired some staff and some help. So I just felt like, you know, I get a workspace. Now I can start really expanding. So that really will kind of help push that.
Okay. And you're from Detroit and the Highland Park area, and you moved to Atlanta. So Atlanta is kind of the mecca, Black Hollywood, right? And now you're in the real Hollywood in LA. What would you say literally, right? What would you say the difference is between living in, you know, let's say Atlanta and the Black Hollywood that's up and coming, and LA, which is a lot more established?
Right. I tell people all the time, Atlanta really is what helped. Like, that's when I really started to like make money. Like Atlanta really was like when me and my roommates. I had two roommates, and we all came down here on a mission. Like, we gonna go down here, we gonna grow as people, we gonna grow as business people, and we gonna really like learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn more about everything that we want to do. So we came down here on some really like some college shit. Like, we gonna treat this stuff like college. We gonna wake up, we got agenda, we gonna study, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. We still have fun too, but for the most part, we was really just down here like working. So I came down here and I just like started like, you know, learning more about manifestation, a bunch of different things, and I started to really, you know what I'm saying, start seeing growth in the brand. Then once it reached a certain point, I was like, I'm more hungry to go bigger and higher than just the Atlanta scene.
Right.
So that's why I felt like I needed to move. Like, the goal was to eventually go to LA. Like, this was always a stepping stone. I didn't know how long it was gonna take me to get to LA and everything like that, but you know, it happened in a year. So
You talk about expanding out in terms of adding staff, getting help, right? So I think I see a lot of entrepreneurs think just because it's their idea, they have to do everything by themselves.
Yeah.
They don't know when to delegate tasks to other people. They don't learn how to assign tasks or manage a group.
Right.
They don't know how to get work done through others, which is what management is in its literal form. So how did you know that you were at that point where I need more hands on deck than just me?
Really, I always knew, like, my friends always help around and stuff like that. And then my manager now, Winton, he went, you know, we went to high school in Winton. Well, Winton, he had a brand called Masani, and I remember he called me. I think it was December of last year. Like my brand had started making noise, like 2019. That's when it started making like real noise, like late 2018 and all the way through 2019. It started making noise for real. So he had called me because me and Win we used to hustle our brands together. Like I remember, he would come. Like I would catch a one-way flight to DC, and then we would like just pack everything in a truck and just like drive city to city trying to hustle product, sleeping on floors. Like he would literally, like everything would be like most of it would be his plugs too. Like we'd go stay at his friend house, and then he'd have the couch. He'd open the couch, and we'd just like split the couch. So like everything he was doing, he was like really helping me. So last year he had called me, and when like he doesn't want to be like the Michael Jordan of the team. Like he understands his role, and he understands what it takes to like achieve a common goal. So he just called me, was like, yeah, bro, I want to put myself on the back burner so we can really focus in and lock in on, what I'm saying, on what you got going on, so we can take it higher and do everything we got to do. So I was all for it. Since he was always family growing up, we always had that business relationship. So yeah, I just hired him as my manager, put him on the payroll, and then it's been up from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very important. Like we have conversations about that, and when I actually started, I made some, I wouldn't say bad decisions, but just poor decisions as an entrepreneur, trying to partner or hire people who are just like me, got the same skill set. So now we kind of stepping on each other's toes, right?
Right.
So I'm doing, let's say the connecting and Instagram lives and all of that, and they're trying to do the same thing. I'm hosting a podcast, and they're not bringing the same energy that they need to establish themselves and establish their brand. They're trying to step on my toes.
Right.
So like we kind of had to break off, and I did that twice until I learned. This is why me and him work really good, because he do everything on the back end, got the finance going on. I got the marketing, the sales, so like we really can come together and build something.
Yeah, see, I feel that's really big too. Like, once you build your team and all your pieces come together and they, they go well together, then you can really start seeing progress.
Okay, let's talk about like marketing, right? So I obviously I got some of your clothes, so it's great. The quality is great. What's your approach to marketing? Do you do a lot of paid advertisement on social media? Do you like cross collab? What's your thoughts on marketing?
My thoughts on marketing, for a long time, I'd really just use like my personal brand to sell products, like just off how I wore it, and I would post it, and people were like, oh, I like that, whatever. Then it got to a point when I moved to Atlanta, and I wanted to really learn. I like studied Facebook ads, and I really learned how to market there. Like, so now it's really strategic on how I do things now. But back then it was just, I'm gonna just take a picture and just see who buys it. But yeah, I do influencer marketing, Facebook ad marketing, everything like that. But for the most part now, since I'm like personable friends with a lot of influencers and stuff now, it kind of just be like they get product and they just like wear it and promote it like on their own.
Right.
So because like I kind of got the relationship with a bunch of people now, so it kind of just comes with it really.
I think that's key in the fashion industry, is who's wearing your gear that people recognize, right? So for upcoming brands, because you've been in the game 10 years now, right?
About I made it in 2013, but I didn't start taking it serious until 2016, 2017.
Okay.
So I really don't count the younger years.
Got you. Well, in my head, I remember 10 years ago, you used to have T-shirts. So to me, you've been in the game almost 10 years at this rate, right?
That definitely counts. Yeah,
So, so for people who are brand new in the game, up and coming, how can they grow to the point where they can make connections with those big influencers, right? Like, how do you get to that point where you're in the same circles as the people who are on TV and music videos, et cetera, to where they can develop those relationships?
To be honest, a lot of stuff be fate. I feel like, cause I be running into so many random people, and it just be like, it's just crazy how it just be happening for me. Like, even like a lot of people that I be around, they be like, yeah, how'd you make that happen, or when this happened? Like, I really don't even be knowing how it be happening. It just be
organic.
Yeah, it's real organic. So I would just tell people, just like, it's the mind for real. You just gotta just think it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta manifest
The
it.
manifestation.
Yeah, then it's just gonna happen. You don't know how it happens or when it's gonna happen, but you know what I'm saying? It's gonna gravitate towards you.
Now, you're building a luxury powerhouse, like you said, when we first came out. So how important is quality? And did you always have that great quality with your brand, or did you have to grow into that?
Oh yeah, I had to grow into it. Like before I was able to get actual cut and sew manufacturers when I was living in Atlanta, I was literally like hustling all my product. I was hand pressing everything, like everything out the house, hand pressing. But that's when I started to make more money, like through my website. So I like literally like week after week I would be hand pressing T-shirts and hoodies, like just all the time, just manual labor. I was working so hard during my Atlanta year, and then once I got my manufacturer, each drop like I try to develop the quality and like right now since I'm just now really getting to manufacturing about a year now, I kind of just been testing and trial like sizing and materials and trying to figure out what's the best blends. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still self-taught too, so I kind of just teach myself as I go. So I would say like my best quality is probably gonna come like January, February, and that's when it's gonna be like, okay, these are my blends so I'm gonna run with. But it's very important though, like quality, especially for the type of lane I'm trying to go into. Quality is like huge.
So I know that you had made a mention a while back. I'm not sure if this is still on the radar or if I'm spilling the beans too early, but in terms of getting into major luxury retailers, is that still on radar, or are you like, I'm gonna keep this thing exclusive to me, or what does it look like from that point?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the goal to eventually be in, major retailers like Neiman Marcus, Saks, like that. Those type of stores I want to be in. I get a whole bunch of store offers now, but I turn most of them down because I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to disrespect the stores or anything like that, but I want to stick to the vision that I built for the brand. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I really want to just stick to that script until I'm able to get into those stores.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Like as an entrepreneur, when you have a vision, being able to say no, that is more important than what you say yes to. Because if you say yes to the wrong thing, like everything that's good to you is not necessarily good for you. So it might put a few dollars in your pocket and get you in a few stores,
Right.
but they might associate you with something that's not luxury. Like you
Exactly.
want to be associated, you want to be next to, Ferragamo, Armani Exchange, Neiman. Like you want to be in Neiman's. You don't want to be next to, a $15 T-shirt.
Yeah, literally. That's literally the case.
I mean, like a $15 T-shirt, that's not bad, but it's just it doesn't make your brand look like it deserves to be next to a $1,000 pair of shoes if you're willing to sell your brand next to a $15 pair of jeans or shirt.
Right. That's literally the thought process behind it. Like every store that I reach out or whatever, I kind of like. I mean, I take it into consideration. Like I'll look at their stuff, see who all they carry and stuff like that, and then I just be like, this is not a good fit, and that's kind of just how it goes.
What would you say is one of the biggest mistakes that you ran into on the way up? So something that might have just thrown you off track, or something that made you reconsider, start from scratch. What are one of those hurdles that got in your way?
The brand used to be called Arrival Collection, and then I had to switch to Arrival Worldwide. It's a long story, but long story short, I was about to sign a deal. So people, they like in this clothing game too, like people be reaching out. They always try to like sign you, or they try to offer deals, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. They trying to just do business. So I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but yeah, somebody offered me a deal or whatever, and then we went to the lawyer, got all the paperwork signed and everything like that. But when the deal came, I had ended up not actually knowing what I was actually signing off towards. So I almost like signed off for half of my company. So it was just that's when the name change came about. But the name change came better because I personally like Arrival Worldwide better than Arrival Collection. But yeah, it's just that was like the point where I had to realize like gotta be more. I gotta take the business aspect of the company more serious rather than just trying to just jump when it's money on the floor. Okay, now let me do this. And I really had to take the business and really learn like to be patient, and you know what I'm saying. So that's probably like the only thing that was like a hurdle I had to get over was that little hump right there.
And having a luxury brand, high quality products is very important, but what's also important is pricing, right? Being able to price yourself effectively to attract the right people you want to associate your brand with. So, what's your thoughts on pricing? How do you go about, creating prices for, the variety of pieces you have in your collection? Because I see a lot of entrepreneurs come out and they have good quality products. Like, it was a company I was working with. I'm not gonna say their name, but they were just starting out, and I just was doing like a free coaching with them and just talking to them, and they were selling like hoodies for like $15, and I'm like, a hoodie is not associated with, like, people would spend more on a hoodie because they
Yeah.
want it to be like, if you're buying a hoodie, you don't want to buy a $15 hoodie.
Yeah,
So
literally.
I'm like, your hoodie shouldn't be no less than probably $40. Like, deliver the top tier product. So what's your thoughts on pricing? How do you go about that?
I go up on pricing based on, it's kind of just like it's like a feeling when like, okay, now let me raise the prices. But it's like, it's all, I mean, it's calculated. It's definitely calculated, because for the most part, when I'm doing my pricing, my mom, she's like my biggest mentor slash manager slash everything like that too. So she kind of helps me do all the pricing and everything like that, and we calculate it, and then we add in, all the different components. You know what I'm saying? From what I paid for, obviously, to get it made, what I paid to do this, to get it done, what it's going to cost me to get, you know what I'm saying? And everything comes into play. So, and then on top of that, just like you said, like luxury price points, and having
Right.
to build that price point all the way up. It's just like a gradual build. Like, I didn't want to just jump in and say, okay, this hoodie 500.
Right.
Like, I still gotta, because I'm still transitioning fully, because I didn't start off, the original vision was not to just be a luxury brand. I just wanted to be like a straight streetwear brand. But like that like, I feel like that's the beauty of like the brand is like a reflection of me, because it's like, as I'm getting older, I'm more enthused, I'm more interested in the more luxury things in life. So that's kind of how it's like a transition. So I'm trying to like transition my clientele into, okay, yeah, this is the route that we're going, this is where we're heading to. So
Talk about getting your product outside of the U.S., right? Because you actually get traction from around the world. Most
Yeah.
people starting out probably only selling in their local area, right? Friends, family, it don't go beyond a 15-mile range of where
Yeah.
they're from. So talk about how you're able to leverage actually going worldwide.
yeah, literally, I get maybe a week. I probably get at least 5 overseas orders a week. So it's like, to be honest, I don't even know where they be coming from. But I mean, but when I first started to do like the Facebook marketing, I did used to send ads all across the world, and then I just feel like if you make good product, like, it'll gravitate towards the right people. Like, if you got good stuff to show for it, you know what I'm saying? You'll get fined.
Right.
Like, somebody will find you. So, yeah, it's word of mouth through social media, obviously. But yeah, it's definitely all over the world. I be shipping to countries I can't even pronounce. I haven't even heard of this spot, but I'm glad it's getting over there.
And so, as far as the space that you guys just opened up, the warehouse, are you going to operate it solely as a warehouse, or are you going to open it up to retail so people can come in and actually pick up some merch?
Oh yeah, nah. It's just gonna be just strictly for like, I mean, like, friends and family when they in town, they can pull up. But like, in terms of like open to the public, it'll never, like, I'll probably never reveal the actual location, nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, like, that's where we store our product.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be computers in there where I'm designing, shipping, like everything, that packages that gotta go out, like, everything from working is gonna be there. So I kind of want to just keep that completely separate.
Okay. Any desire to get into an actual storefront building of your own at some point? Or is it, I'd rather just leverage, like we said, the Neiman Marcus, the Saks Fifth?
Yeah, I already start off like leveraging with the stores first, like, cause I know a lot of powerhouse brands. That's what they do. Like, they start off in the stores and they just continue to push their online site. And then once you reach a certain point, like, like, okay, it's time for a store.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get a store and then it like decreases the value of my brand, because now it's like,
It's so available.
it's so
right?
available. Yeah, like that's why, like, even when I'm here right now, like, I post and I'm in Atlanta, I probably got like at least 40 to 50 DMs yesterday. People, oh, what you got in this size? What you got in this size? But I literally don't bring little to nothing when I go out of town now, because it's like, I'm not here for that. Like, I came here strictly to work on the event we went in, and then the podcast. So it was like I'm here and then I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to. And I'm at a point now too where I can't just meet up with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, like I noticed that like. Even when I be in LA, I be walking around and people like if I'm wearing my chain in different clubs, they recognize me and they know like, oh, you just the rival brand or whatever. So it's like certain things I really can't do no more. Like I used to meet up with people, sell clothes, but like if you're not a friend or I don't know you through somebody, it's like I can't even meet up with you.
Yeah. Any are you planning to do like a private membership where people pay like a subscription or they're in like a private Arrival Worldwide community and they can get exclusive products first before you release it to the public?
Yeah, I'm definitely about to start doing that. We actually created a page. It's called Arrival Deadstock. It's a private group on Instagram. Like we just created it. Probably got like 300 followers on it so far. But it was quick that like we got the 300 followers overnight on that page, and I only pushed it like for one day. But on there it's just gonna be everything in there gonna be exclusive, and then we'll post it. And if you catch it, you catch it. If not, it's deleted. So we're gonna do that, and then for different pop-up shops and like if I had like if I knew I was gonna be in Atlanta this time period, I would have created like exclusive Arrival Atlanta gear and kind of just sold it here, like not even online, like just in Atlanta only. So I'm going to Detroit tomorrow, and there I'm designing from like Sunday to Tuesday. I'm gonna be creating products to sell. I got a pop-up shop in Detroit on November 6th. So there I'm gonna just have like just all exclusive product that like won't even hit the sites, and like really limited pieces. Like maybe I got three hoodies like this and that's it. But I'm really trying to get more into that, like just more exclusives, because that's what people ask me for all the time. Like, oh yeah, like we love the product, but we trying to get some exclusives, and this, how people is. So I'm gonna cook up some stuff.
Yeah, I think that is a pivotal point in branding. Is not having an oversaturated amount of product, right? Like the supply being low is really going to increase the demand and make people wish they can get their hands on it. Like I'm at the point where I'm thinking like I can't wait to like be wearing my Arrival and somebody asks me where I get it from. I'm like, oh, I got it from here. And they look on the site and they're like, I can't find it, bro. It's sold out. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, the site's
I don't
normally
know,
sold out now.
Yeah.
It normally stays sold out.
Tap in. Yeah, so I think that's dope because I keep up. Like every time you drop a collection, I'm looking through there. I'm searching through the page. A couple weeks later, it's sold out. I'm like, why did I wait? I'm like, I already knew.
I always call you. I'm like, bro, he never got my size in this shirt. It's still a shirt that I think the white one like this, and I'm like, let me just cop the black one. I wanted the white one, but I can't never catch it. Every time I go on the page and on the website, I'm like, and it makes me want it more though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, whatever, I can go get it from another store. It's like, man, I'm gonna get my shirt. Like, so let's talk about like some of the pop-up shops that you do, because I saw you do a pop-up shop and you were selling the product out of a Lamborghini. So who idea was that? Because that's very, very like you're associating yourself with luxury.
Exactly.
So who idea was that?
That was my idea. It was really an idea on the fly, and then once I did it and did the concept, it literally was an idea on the fly because I was down there for I had a friend whose birthday it was. He threw like a weekend events, and he had requested me to be part of his event to like sell products alongside my homeboy. So we was doing that, but he had the event set up at an Airbnb and it got shut down. And at the time, we had a Lamborghini out there, like just to be out there. So it was just literally an idea on the fly, but it gravitated so much attention that I was like, hold on, this might be a concept I'm gonna have to run with. Like instead of going to like venues, just like go somewhere and just rent it exotic. And then, you know what I'm saying, have a pop-up shop out of it. So yeah, I mean, it was like I literally cooked it up. Like I hit my homeboy like, yo, can you make me a flyer right now? Because I was like, I didn't have my computer and stuff. So boom, he like, yeah, I'll cook it up. He cooked it up and we just did it. So
that idea is genius, man.
that was
weird. Genius. Like just saying the word Lamborghini, most people don't even really see Lamborghinis that often, right? Like we're from Detroit. How often do we see a Lambo in Detroit?
Yeah, not often.
Right? We see it when we're out of town somewhere. So it's like even being someone who's never left their hometown or seen something that luxury, you just know about it. You see it in movies, see pro athletes, and then it's like, oh, he's like selling his product out of a Lambo. Yeah. And again, it just associates you with that luxury. Like that just puts you at that next level. So then that comes back to the pricing. I expect to walk up and pay a couple hundred for a hoodie out of a
Yeah.
Lambo, right? I'm not going to pay $15
Yeah.
for a T-shirt from being sold out of a Lamborghini. So
Yeah,
like, I
that
think that's
definitely.
genius.
Yeah, that was a crazy idea. Like once I didn't even realize like how big it did it till I did it, and people like yo, like people was pulling up.
Yeah.
Like it was random as hell. Like people was just pulling up, and it just gravitated so much attention. I'm like, I might have to take this on the road. Like instead of rent venues, just rent whips.
Yeah, that's very important, that brand association. Let's talk about like design. You mentioned you got a lot of different designers. I don't know if you have an in-house designer, and you mentioned you collaborate with other people. So how does that come about? Are you sorting out people? Are you reaching out to people, or is it inbound? Are people reaching out to you to design for you?
Yeah, I get a bunch of requests all the time asking for hiring designers, but for now, like I like self-taught myself how to do Illustrator, Photoshop. So a lot of designs you see, like I made like 99%, and then like obviously now, like once the brand started to get a little bigger, I don't do little stuff like make flyers no more, or what's other little stuff I used to do that I don't do no more. Yeah, basically like just flyers. Like I used to make everything like from flyers or the designs. Now I just like focus on my designs. So when I need a flyer, I just like just get it through someone else now, kind of. So yeah, besides me, my homeboy Adam, he designed the collection for me, but that was like our collab collection. So he got all his credit for it. It was like a rival collection designed by Spencer Sanders and Adam. So we did that maybe in 2018, I think. But yeah, besides him, nobody hasn't designed anything for me really.
Have you had any hiccups or failures with designs? Things that you thought was going to really hit, and that your audience was really going to gravitate to, that you had to throw under the box?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I got so many things that like I don't even put on the site because it didn't get the traction that I thought it was going to get. Like designing is always like hit or miss. I mean, it's kind of like hit or miss. Like either does like really, because I have some products like I'll put it out, and what's crazy is the products that I don't even really like. Those the ones that be like selling out instantly. Then it's the ones that I really like that be sitting, and that's just I don't know. It's just weird how it goes. 'Cause I know I drop something and it's like I'll sell maybe like 50 shirts in like 10 minutes, and then the shirt will sell out. Just something wild like that, and then I'm like, damn, I didn't even really like that shirt. But
Right.
it
Yeah,
just
I
happens.
think that's very important. Just listening to your audience and listening to what the people who are buying your products and services want. I do that a lot, like with my social media marketing and the content creation. I'll put out something like, I know this about to hit,
Yeah.
and the engagement is like subpar.
Yeah.
But then I just do something on the fly, read an article, get inspired, and just post it up, and it goes viral. I get
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like people be asking me all the time, like, "What's your design process?" Like, I'll get an idea and I'll like just jot it in my notes. But before, I would like sit down every day and try to force myself to like put stuff out. But I make better shit on the fly, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I'll come with an idea, I'll just like put it in my notes, and then if it come hit me again, then I'll just knock it out right then and there. Like 'cause on the fly, I don't like sit down and have design hours and nothing like that. I just literally design on the fly.
That reminds me of some of the greatest rappers to ever live, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. Like,
Yeah.
I don't sit down and write raps. I just get in the studio and it just
Yeah.
happens. It just comes
Yeah, that's
out.
crazy. It is a great. Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. So what are some of your favorite brands, right, that are already in existence that you don't have anything to do with, but you look at their work and go, that's crispy, or I'm inspired by that. What are some of those companies?
I mean, really. See, I love the way my mind works because I'm like constantly inspired by newer things. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would say maybe a year ago, I was really inspired by brands like Supreme, Bait, but to like right now, currently, I'm more inspired by like Rick Owens, Rude, the company Rude, Huron Preston, Murder Bravado, like more luxury brands. And on top of that, like I really like focus on more of the luxury brands that have black designers, because it's like I know if they can do it and they in that field and they got that type of clientele, that's the lane I'm going into. You know what I'm saying? So I got to study them type of people and I got to look up to them type of people. So yeah, it really changes because like I'm always looking for new ways to get better and grow. So it really just depends on my mind state, my mind state at the time, really.
How do like now that you have a brand that people associate with luxury and a lot of people want your product, how does that work with like influencers? Do people reach out to you and say, "Hey, I want some free product," or you make everybody buy it? Because one thing I told a guy, he was like, I got some clothes I wanted to get promoted, and he's trying to spend like $50 or $60 doing a promo with me, and I'm like, the best promotion is me wearing your shirt. So if you got some merch and you charge $50 for it, and I charge 50 for a promo, like just send me some merch and
Right.
I'll wear it on my live. I got 200-300 people on this live.
Right.
That's the best, and I can just say, oh, this is your brand, and people are going to be associated with that. But sometimes people don't want to give out free merch just to get that exposure. What's your thoughts on that? Because I know sometimes you can waste money with that because
Right.
people can get your merch and not even shout you out. So
Yeah,
how does that work?
It depends on. I find it really depends on the level you're at. Cause I remember it was a time like I had to before like when you first starting off and you really don't, like the lower stages where you really don't have that much money to invest. You don't have a lot of money to waste. It'd be really hard to, grasp the concept. Okay, I need to give these person clothes so they can, I can get this static going and get that going. Cause it's like you really don't have that much money to work with.
Right.
But then once you get to a certain point, it's like it becomes easier to, you run into this person, okay, yeah, let me bless you with this. Or, you create a connection like, oh, yeah, let me get you this, that, and the other. So it just depends on the level. But me personally, I kind of, I'm cool with, like, so many people that got, like, hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers and stuff like that. But I done worked with, like, a handful of people that I thought, oh, this is about to go crazy because they got this, and it really doesn't hit like I
Right.
thought it would because maybe it's not their market. But it is, it's a weird game, man. It's like all hit or miss, trial and error. But a lot of my homies too, like they are respect, like no matter their status in life, like they always respect, like me as a person and my product. So, for example, like right now, everybody's really big on Michael Rainey, Tariq from Power.
Yeah.
That's really like I met him maybe like 3-4 years ago in Miami. And we just had lunch on some super random shit. So then we became cool then. Then like I just put this collection out. He bought this hoodie in every color, and I just woke up to it, and I just seen his name, and it just like I just smiled, like because it's like if one of the biggest upcoming actors in the world is going out his way to to shop and support me, it's like any then there's no excuse for anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he has like obviously he's like 1 million followers on Instagram, everything like that. So it's like for him to go out his way to buy my product, that's letting me know I'm going in the right direction too. So
Yeah, it's been quite a few celebrities that I've noticed. Young Thug, saw him in some merch. Who else was about to say?
really everybody in YSL now.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they got an artist named Yak Gotti. I think that's his name. Yak Gotti. He on Gunna new tape too. But somebody just sent me his music video. And he wearing my denim. I have no idea how he got him, but never met him. Like, I don't even know how he got him, but he got him on in his video.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it worked too. Like when Gunna wore my hoodie, like I didn't give him that hoodie.
Right.
Like, I don't know how he got it, but he probably got it from Thug or however they, you know what I'm saying. But I don't be knowing. Like I never personally gave clothes to Little Kid. He wore it multiple times. Don't know how he got it.
I think I saw King Combs.
Yeah, King
50
Combs.
Cent.
Yeah.
He wore it.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, I'm like, there it is.
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Okay.
I'm really good with all his peoples that he cool with, so that was like a genuine connect too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just really, it seems like it's just really organic, and because you're a stand-up guy, people are like, okay, he's creating quality product, and, you're not, it doesn't seem like you're ego-driven.
Right.
You seem like you respect people's time, you respect people's money, and they respect your time and your money, and y'all all come together, and it's organic, and you're not really trying to get nothing out of someone.
Right.
You're building up your brand, and people respect it. And when they respect you and respect your brand, they're willing to pay for it. Or if you give it away for free, they're posting it up, and they got 1 million followers. So the best form of promotion is, word of mouth. If,
Right.
this person is wearing it with 1 million followers. Even if 1% of those people go check out my brand, I mean,
Right.
that's a lot of people, right?
Right. And that's kind of how it is too, because it's like I admire that with my brand, like a lot of bigger influencers, like even I can show you hella famous people that be DMing me all the time, and I just like how they gravitate towards my stuff rather than me, oh, can you put this on and shout me out? Like they actually want the product. So I kind of I mean, I don't do it on purpose, but like for a lot of people, like a bigger people, like even my friends, they're like, "Oh, why you here? But give him this, give him this," and I literally be like, just cooling. Like somebody asks for something with like 3 million followers, I'll kind of just like, just wait like 6 months, then I'll do something with them. It don't be on purpose. Sometimes it don't be on purpose, but it be working because like now it's like I'm not really pressed to link with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not really. You know, a lot of influencers, a lot of them are really ego driven too.
Yeah.
So if they got different brands trying to work with them, they oh let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And they not gonna really treat it the same as if they respect you now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to kind of gain that respect, you kind of just show them like like we, you know what I'm saying? We both doing our
Both
thing.
on that level,
yeah,
right?
So,
I got a business, and you're not about to just have me ship something overnight.
yeah,
Because
just because you ask for it,
Right.
It's like it's not gonna work like that. And I don't like shipping product no more to influencers either, because it's like one thing I noticed about like all connects. I mean, y'all businessmen too, so y'all know like everything is better face to face.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's like I be telling people all the time, like they DM me like, "Yo, can you send me this? I'm trying to wear this here." I'd be like, "I gotta wait till we in the same city, and then we can link. Then I could personally give it to you,
Right.
Cause like once you give it, you know what I'm saying. Once people meet me and they give it to them, and they say, "Oh, this," you know what I'm saying, he really cool for real." Like, then now they more enthused to wear it, and more enthused to tag me,
Yeah.
and everything like that. So
Yeah, I think that's really important because that's one of the reasons I'm building out like my studio and the podcasting studio and things like that, because it's like Atlanta is a tourist town. A lot of people come here, and instead of me trying to fly out 9 different places to meet people, I just say, look, whenever you're in Atlanta, stop by the office. And once I start saying that to people, a lot of people like, oh, y'all got a spot, y'all got a studio. I really want to come now. So we got a vacation coming up in 6 months. I'm gonna stop over there, and it's like that gives off the impression that I'm not desperate. I'm not
Exactly.
trying to connect with you so hard because of who you are.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who are successful,
They-
or they're not really used to somebody saying no to them, or
Yeah.
something being in their face and they can't have it.
Right.
So now it's like, I still like your merch, so I'm gonna go out of my way to to get the merch. And I think connecting in person is very, very important because you want to put a human connect to it.
yeah, definitely want to put him in. That's why, like I like stuff to be real organic. So it's like I don't like. Obviously, I love things to be calculated, but more organic. You know what I mean? Like I don't want this person just wear it and post it because he famous and famous and everybody knows him. I want him to wear it because he genuinely likes the product. You know what I'm saying? We genuinely friends, or just anything like that.
I think that what y'all talking about with the personal connection thing is so accurate. I've never purchased any Arrival online.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah.
Because I love coming to your pop-up shops, right? Pull up on you at the
You
crib.
pull up at the
like,
crib, yeah.
Whatever it is, bro. It's like that personal interaction, associating it with the brand is so much more valuable than just clicking some links online. So like
Right.
you said, when you are working or connecting with people who are of higher stature, it's like, no, let's get face to face.
Yeah.
Let's dap up, look each other in the eye, and it just excels so much more beyond, just shipping stuff random all over the place.
Yeah, literally. And then like we all become homies. Like I club with a bunch of my homies. They all got verifications on Instagram. Like
Right.
I'm gonna be with a couple tonight at the club. It's just now we like are friends rather than just I like your clothes. Let me just put it on for this music video. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just it go deeper now.
All right, Spence. Man, I really appreciate it. Do you want to give people a call to actions where they can actually go, cop some merch if they're interested, where they can follow you and follow your journey in fashion and just support you and the brand?
Yeah, my personal Instagram is Spencer X Sanders. Arrival Worldwide is the Instagram page. And yeah, we got an Arrival YouTube page in a way where I'm going to be vlogging different things. I do a lot of traveling. Like I'm in and out of town weekly, like new city every week, just working and just living life. So I'm about to start a vlog series and get that going. So just be on the lookout for that for my Instagram pages.
And one last thing, so the private, the private community with Arrival Dead Stock, is that something people can just go follow?
Yeah,
and
y'all
just
go
tap
follow.
in?
Yeah, it's called Arrival Dead Stock, and then I look at the profiles to see like who to let in, because like I want it to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. You could just look and see like, okay, if I post something in here that costs $250, is they gonna buy it or not?
Right,
you know,
right.
You know what I mean? Some people like want to just be in and just to be nosy, and I really wanted to keep like them people out because that's the whole point of it, to make it real exclusive, want people to be in. So it is really like a private group, and eventually I am gonna start charging for the group eventually, like to get access, like to become a member of the group. You gotta start paying, and Yeah. So
All right,
y'all
man.
can follow that page too.
Yeah, all right, man. I really appreciate you. Go follow Arrival Worldwide on Instagram and the website. Go check it out. Go get some of the merch. We all got on the merch here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all boys.
Yeah, I
for the
appreciate
merch.
you.
Absolutely, bro.